and welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Jimi Thing by Dave Matthews Band. This is off of the debut album from 1994, Under the Table and Dreaming, just groundbreaking album. This song, obviously inspired by Jimi Hendrix. Notice the spelling and the title. And we have some nice Jimi Hendrix triads going on. I'm going to break that down in this video. First, let's take a step back and just notice how, this was coming out in 1994, a very different direction from many things in the 90s. And Dave famously recorded this alongside Tim Reynolds. So you hear Dave, in one speaker and then Tim in the other. And I guess apparently they recorded looking at each other with a piece of glass in between them, the same guitar part. Although you can hear small differences, which I might point out as we go. But that's how they recorded most of the album, if not all of the album. And so you can kind of hear that almost chorus or stereo effect of the guitars. Really cool. Of course, Dave and Tim went on to create some incredible live albums, including Live at Luther College, which is one of my all-time favorite live recordings of all time. And also Radio City is really good. Also in the news now, Dave was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I'm very in agreement with that decision. And that whole band is just incredible. And so I learned this song in high school along with many other Dave Matthews songs. And it just taught me so much about how to play on acoustic. I mean, I think he's probably one of the more underrated acoustic guitar players, especially people who sing and write songs. He's got incredible reach. He can stretch his pinky to these really crazy areas, including this chord here. So we have this really cool riff. It's basically E major pentatonic. We're in the key of E major here. And there's a nice little shape you should know of E major pentatonic here. So one thing Jimi Hendrix often did was he would take a first inversion triad. So here's an E major chord, like a root position A shape of the E major chord. And if you just go up and bar it on the 9th fret, you'll find this nice first inversion triad. So that's taking the G sharp, or the third of the chord, putting it on your bass, and then you still have the E major chord. That's slightly sweeter sounding, perhaps. Now he's going to go up to an A major first inversion, although it's like a A major 7 triad because he's got the G sharp instead of an A up here. So you don't need to really be thinking about that as you're playing it, but just notice that this is Jimi Hendrix land up here, up the neck. And so slide it down, we go to A chord. Now he's going to sort of hammer onto a sus right here. This is an A sus4. So we play it here. That's the gist of it. Now that's all I learned, I think, in high school. It's kind of fun to just learn the main riff of the song. But of course, there's all these great sections. And when we get to here, when he plays it live nowadays, he just goes, he forgoes this little note here. But these are 10th intervals, another favorite of Dave's, to play, like here's a whole C chord, right, in the E shape. If you just take the 6th and 3rd strings, creates a major third, but an octave apart, so that creates a 10th interval. All right. He does this a lot in songs like Lie in Our Graves and Trippin' Billies and stuff like that. So here's another example. Basically, this is a first inversion G over B, and then again, here's a G shape, right? He's just taking that 10th. Now, one of my favorite parts is this funk bass kind of thing. Chorus. So that is taking an A chord. He's going to walk that bass down to G, F sharp octave, and then E bass. G bend, slide it back, bend it back up to A. Second time, wait for the E chord. All right, almost through here. On this E chord, we're going to break down and learn in a sec more slowly. But here's an E chord. Now, classic DMB move here. He's going to go his pinky all the way to the 4th fret. Don't hurt your hand if it's too much. But really sweet. That's a first inversion E chord, right? And then back to the funkiness. Okay? So I think that's what I wanted to point out. There's going to be a tab of this in the Patreon, fully tabbed out for you there. Go ahead, check that out, see if it's something that could be of use to you. And it's a great way to support the channel. Hope you're having nice holidays if you're in the States. And or wherever you are. And I hope you're doing well. Remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up and the bell icon. Leave a comment if you'd like, say hello. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so we're going to start with the intro, which is also the verse. Pretty much the guitar hook, right? Comes back, and it's the main guitar part, I would say, that really stands out. So, first 4 notes are all single notes, part of the E major scale, E major pentatonic scale, if you will. 7 and 9, hammer on. You can pick it if you want, but I recommend hammer. It's what he does. It's what I do. Now, 7th fret, 5th string, back to 9th fret, 6th string. So 7, 9, 7, 9. It's all 8th notes like this. Okay? Like that. Good. Now, here's where we get a little bit difficult. All right, you're going to bar the 9th fret on the 5th, 4th, 3rd strings. Like this. Okay? And you're going to hit basically the whole chord. So the bass, 6th and 5th string, bass, 5th and 4th strings at a minimum. The 3rd string is also nice if you want as well. And you're going to hit it and then hammer to 11th fret, 5th string. Okay? Okay, just working on that is a good idea. So 4-note riff, hammer. Beautiful chord there. All right? If you're new to this kind of bar, give it some time. Now, interesting move here, we prepare for an A chord by moving up to the 4th and 3rd strings. And you hit 9 and 9 there. So you move that bar up. But we're not playing the A string yet. You're just going. Now, ready for our next hammer. We want the similar thing. We want the 5th string to ring out, the A bass, and the bar has moved down a string to 9, 9, 9 on the 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings. And we hammer on the 4th string, 11th fret. See? So it's identical to what happened, but now down a string. Okay? Now we go back to 9, 9, and then we slide down. So we hit it again and slide down. Okay? That's the essence of it, all right? Now, the A string doesn't need to ring out all the time. In fact, it's kind of better if it's not, so it's okay if it's not ringing out, like, or the E string. It's just really the fretted notes are the important ones. So here's what I mean. See, the A string was barely ringing out. Or you can ring out the whole time like this. Doesn't really make a difference. I think it's a little cleaner to have it kind of muted here and there as well. So have fun with that. The main part is the fretted notes. Now we can add a couple strums to give it a little more rhythmic intensity like this. Same thing, but I just added a couple up strums. Last time slowly. And then I slide, okay? Quick note, Dave sometimes stays up on the 11, like this. So you can try that as well. You can just stay up to the 11 on the 4th string and not go down to 9, 9. Tim is going down to 9, 9, and he's louder on the recording. That's part of why that's the case. Okay, now we go to an A chord. We go down, up on an A chord. Then we go to 7 and 6, 4th and 3rd strings with the A string as well. So we got 5th, 4th, 3rd strings. And we hammer to 7th fret, 3rd string to create that sus sound. So it's slower, harder than it looks. Okay, so try that nice and slow. Hopefully I went slow enough to not frustrate you there. And that happens, 4 times in the intro, 4 times on the verse. I will say the only thing to keep in mind with the verse is when he's what I want is what I've not got. When would I? So obviously he 1 down twice, back to the riff. Okay. When I say now. When he says, and I say, he ends with a slide, and then he doesn't do the A chord anymore, and it goes to the pre-chorus, D chord, Okay, so we're at the pre-chorus now. So let me play it first. If you could keep me floating. Okay. Doesn't really matter what the strumming is. I just recommend down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, over an F chord. Just keep time. All right, here's a C chord. C sus. So we now add the pinky to the third string, third fret, fourth string, halfway through the chord. So D, F, D, C, C sus 4. Let's play that. 3, 4, strum. If you could keep me floating just for a while, D, till I get to the end of this C, C sus, D. If you could keep me F, back to D. Now we get to the fancy riff. Love this, right? So, 8th fret, 6th string, 9th fret, 3rd string. And you're going to go, then, you know, so you're muting the 5th and 4th string. Might be a new technique for you. So you don't want all that. You want nice and tight. Dave Matthews technique here kind of thing. And then we go to 10th fret, 3rd string, back to 9th fret. 7 and 7, same strings. 3 and 4, same strings, twice. So that's, okay. Again, you. Okay, good. Now next part. Okay, so that is like the final part of the pre-chorus here. But we can use that riff for the chorus, so it's really a useful thing to learn right now. All right, so we have an A chord. Notice I'm playing the A with the bar. You don't want this kind of A. You want the one finger A here. He's going to go down, 5th, 4th, 3rd strings. It's okay if you hit the 2nd string. Now, G bass. And we're talking about the rhythm here. The rhythm's tricky, but let's just get the notes first. G bass, so that's 3rd fret by itself. Now, F sharp octave. 2, 4 on the 6th and 4th strings. Okay, so A, G, F sharp octave. No, notice it's 6th, 4th string in that order. Now E bass twice. Okay. Then 3rd fret, this is a G, slight bend and repeat. This time, you ended the F sharp, you don't go to the E. So, it's going kind of faster. Let's recap that. 3, 4, A, 3, 4, A, G, F sharp, E, G, A, G, F sharp, wait, E chord. And that leads us to the chorus. Notice I'm kind of, you know, muting, strumming, and sliding down on a mute. It's all just to keep time a little bit. Now we have an E chord. I'll show you an easy way to play this, but this is how he does it. So we have an E chord. I like to show. Now a G sharp, E over G sharp. So that's a big one. So if you don't want to do that, pinky on the 4th fret, you can go 4, mute, 2, 4, 0, 0. So that's how I play E over G sharp, because I don't have the crazy stamina that Dave has on these stretches, so I don't usually do this kind of thing. I like to totally fine right here, all right? Or I like to show you the way Dave plays it, then same thing as before. See? E over G sharp, riff. Third time. This time it's an A chord. And stop, riff. Very fun to play. Very good at getting you to play up the neck. Okay, there's a a violin solo first. Then there's a outro that's on the recording. It's they don't usually do this live anymore, but E minor, A minor, G, A minor, and there's a beautiful sax solo. E minor, A minor, G, A minor. Now in Live at Luther College, it's actually E minor, 7, A minor, D, G. You know, he's kind of singing this beautiful melody. I think I got that right. So, you know, different ways you can play the outro. But that's it. I would say it's one of those songs that packs a lot of punch pretty quickly. You know, if it's new to you, then it'll be a serious lesson to work on over time. I think that does it. I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next lesson. Thanks. Bye.